Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you are well. Well, I'm good too. Alhamdulillah. So I'm here again with another speaker and amazing topic. My favorite topic, which is Lahore from the perspective of Lahore, from the perspective of being a city of gardens. And I love this topic because I want to see Lahore as a city of gardens and just cherishing it from that perspective and enjoying these areas and being known for these areas. Inshallah, we are looking forward to it in the future. So today we are going to um, explore the Lahore from it. And the speaker with me today is architect Rabia Latif, and she's an architect and she is passionate about her research work for her city and for her career to for her career in general. And she's a very passionate architect and she just loves to research and know about things and love to share as well. So we have her here with us today. So let's meet her and let's hear what she has to share. I hope you enjoy the episode. Do share your feedback. Assalamualaikum Rabia. How are you and how's life going?
I'm fine and life is good.
Okay, great. So, what are you up to? I'm so happy that you are here in joining me and sharing the presentation with us, and like having you as a speaker after a long time of our fieldwork, our
Hmm.
study years together. It's amazing. So, thank you so much for joining me. And how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling good.
I mean, how are you feeling about presenting on the platform and just
Nervous.
presenting to me?
I'm a little nervous.
Oh, okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's the first time joining as a speaker on Zoom
Hmm.
or on, through video, through online session. It's okay. Okay. So let's just dive into the topic. I'm so happy to listen about Lahore from the perspective of gardens because this is something that I really want that people and the government and we influencers put into the work about the city from the perspective of gardens, like bringing Lahore as back as a city of gardens and establishing our gardens and nourishing our souls through these gardens. So thank you so much, and let's dive in. You can start your presentation.
There are some topics I will be discussing about the background of Lahore, its famous gardens, their importance, their activities, their present use, and future development of Lahore. Origin of Lahore can be traced back somewhere between 1st and 7th centuries AD, and it was founded by Lo, son of Rama, who was Hindu god, and it was traditional capital of Punjab for many years, but now it is the second largest city of Pakistan, and it is famous for its finest gardens, and it and has a lot to serve in the terms of beauty and aesthetics. Because of its many gardens and parks, it is known as City of Gardens. At the time of Mughal reign, it reached at the peak of its glory, especially in the reign of Akbar. And some of major gardens was constructed during Mughal time, and then British colonial time, and after independence. But after Mughal time, when Sikh came to Lahore, they plundered and damaged many of gardens. So, according to the timeline, Mughal Gardens was basically designed on Chahar Bagh system. Chahar Bagh was basically the concept of a rectangular or a square-shaped garden enclosed by the wall and then divided into four parts and further divided into four quarters. And these trians were took place with the pathways as khaybans and water channels. They elaborately use water. It was started. The use of water was started during Babur time, and it continued till sixth time. So, by the end of Mughal rule, Lahore had become a city of garden because of its player gardens, its funeral gardens, and residential gardens. British became new concept of landscape in Lahore in Pakistan. They give more importance to horticulture and also botanical aspects. Post independence gardens, they basically based upon the design of British concept, and they also elaborately use water through different designs. Now there are some famous gardens of Lahore like Shalimar Gardens, Hazuri Bagh, Shadara Bagh, Bagh-e Jinnah, Greater Iqbal Park, Jilani Park, Jallo Park, Gulshan-e-Iqbal Park, and Model Town Park. Shalimar Gardens. These are located next to the GT Road, and these were constructed by Shah Jahan under the supervision of Khalidullah Khan. The land was basically owned by Aryan's family, and Shah Jahan gave them the title of Mia, and Shah Jahan also granted them the governance of these gardens because they served a lot to Mughal family, and they remained the custodian of these gardens till 350 years. And after that, General Ayub Khan, he nationalized these gardens in 1962. When we talk about the design of these gardens, basically these gardens are consist of three main terraces, uppermost and the lowermost and the middle one. Uppermost and lowermost was constructed in square shape. We can see in this picture the first and the last one are in square shape, and the central one is in a narrow rectangular shape. And he named the names to these gardens. Upper garden was known as Bagh-e Farah Bakhsh, and the second and lowest garden was named as Bagh-e Faiz Bakhsh. Main entrance was from the lowest garden, which was open to the nobleman and occasionally to the public. And the second one was the emperor's garden, and which was decorated with elaborate use of water fountains. Almost 410 fountains were used in this garden. And uppermost garden was for emperor's harem. We can see there are some buildings of these gardens. These are the pavilions and royal bath and Ewane Khaso Am, Diwane Khaso Am, ladies garden, and there are two gateways. Have you been to Shalimar Gardens, Asba?
Well, yes, I have been to Shalimar Gardens when I was a child because we didn't have it. We used to go to the Jallo Park mostly and to Ilama Iqbal Park mostly. So, I mean, I haven't been to Shalimar Gardens much, but yes, we have had the experience of going for picnics in the childhood. And after being an architect, I haven't happened to be there, but I'm very intrigued to be there. If you can move to the previous slide, um, last slide.
Yes.
The this Thara, or no, it's called the throne.
Eating pavilion.
It's something like
The
a
throne.
throne or a sitting pavilion,
Yeah.
maybe. It reminded me of a place that I've seen in White Palace in Sawat, and it's so amazing that how Mughal architecture or the Persian architecture, traditional architecture, reflects so much from the past, and how the elements have been used in different parts of Pakistan as well. So it's such a great memory, and I'm glad to see this part and learn about the Sharma Gardens till now. I'm looking forward to the next gardens that you are going to discuss. Thank you. Carry on.
Okay. Okay. Next one is Hazuri Bagh. It is located between Alamgir Gate, On the eastern side, and on the western side there is Badshahi Mosque. This garden was basically designed by Maharaja Ranjit Singh after Mughal time. He basically used the same principle of Chahar Bagh from Mughal time, and he also designed a pavilion in this garden to celebrate his victory, his acquisition of Kohinoor diamond from Afghanistan. Previously, this pavilion was basically have double storied, but suddenly upper part was collapsed and never built again. And we don't know how much Maharaja Ranjit Singh used this pavilion, but now this pavilion and this garden is currently serves as an historical player garden. There are some other views of this garden towards the pavilion and from the pavilion. Next one is so what's your review, Asba?
Okay, so yes, about the Hazuri Park. Oh my God, I have seen this. This is something I've seen the most, and I have never been into this pavilion because of the security issues. But I really want to be there
Hmm.
someday, and it's amazing to know that it was built by Ranjit Singh, and on the celebration of something he
His
found in
acquisition
Afghanistan.
of Kohinoor diamond.
Yeah, and it's such a great information. Like I never knew it before. I don't think so that we have it displayed or signage about it um, in the area. Maybe I wasn't so actively looking for it, but thank you for sharing that. It's amazing. Yes, we have pictures
Okay,
over
moving
there.
to next.
Yeah, let's move to the next one.
Next one is Chadara Bagh. As the name represents, the meaning of this Bagh, Shah means kings and Dara means door, gateways. This garden was basically the gateway of king to the entrance of Lahore. This is located across the river Ravi, and again we can see in this picture this is designed on the concept of Chahar Bagh basically, and we know that this is the more important garden in Lahore because it had many Mughal architectural sites in it. We can see in this picture there is the plan in 1527 it was built by Mirza Kamran, and then during Shah Jahan reign he added a tomb, Jahangir's tomb, in it. After that he added tomb of Asif Khan, who was his brother-in-law, and we know that it holds a special significance as only Mughal tomb in Pakistan. We can see there is the tomb of Jahangir, its arcade and view from the garden. Tomb of Noor Jahan and tomb of Asif Khan, which is totally plundered for its material during Sikh period. And there is an Akbari Serai, which is used for resting place of travelers, visitors, and caretakers of tombs and gardens. There are some other pictures. Basically, this garden now is using as a tourist spot and picnic spot and children playing area, cricket ground, etc. So, what you say about Shadra Bagh, Asba?
Oh my gosh, sadly, I haven't been to Chadra Bagh before. I haven't been to the Jahangir's tomb, but it's in my list that I'm going to visit it as soon as possible. And yes, I am guilty about not visiting before, but I'm looking forward to it in future because it's such a great site. And I think that it's not being highlighted that much, and maybe that's a blessing that it's not being highlighted, so it's in better state right now.
Basically, it
But
is plundered at the time of Sikh period, but that's why this is not having more importance today.
but still it must be visited by the people who own it, and maybe it will bring attention towards the restoration part, or the government's interest for towards restoration. But yes, we should be participating in bringing it back to life, because at least it has the gardens, it has the trees and the
Gardens,
plants.
true.
Yeah, so at least they must be cherished and enjoyed about it. So yeah, I will visit it soon. I guess we can visit it together someday, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on to next.
Okay. Next one is Baghe Jina. It is located on Lawrence Road next to the zoo. And this was basically formerly known as Lawrence Garden, after John Lawrence, who was the first commissioner of Punjab, who was the first chief commissioner of Punjab, and then he remained lieutenant governor of Punjab. After that, he became the viceroy of India. And this is one of the finest example of British concept of garden, because it was basically planned as an botanical garden. When the first part of this garden was complete, then other part was used as Marjorie's player grounds, badminton, archery, and cricket. We know that the Lawrence Hall was completed basically in 1862. In 1866, Montgomery Hall was completed. In 1868, site was enlarged towards the southern side. And then in 1876, garden was planted with 80,000 types of trees and 600 different species of shrubs in it. And in the beginning of 20th century, they started selling plants and fruits to general public. We see this is the Montgomery Hall. And Lawrence and Montgomery Hall was repurposed for Quaid-e-Azam Library in 1948, because after independence, this garden was dedicated to Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. That's why it is known as Baghe Jinnah. There is the view of Quaid-e-Azam Library, and there are in presently there are two basic libraries: Quaid-e-Azam Library and Darul Islam Library. There is tennis court, restaurant, jogging track. We can see in all of these pictures there is man-made hillock and botanical garden, fountains, and some garden furnitures. We can see there is gymkhana, cricket ground, mosque, etc. So, what's your review about this garden, Asba?
Okay, so just a correction over here. You just said that Montgomery Hall was converted into Quaid-e-Azam Library in 1948. It was converted in 1984. It's okay. There is no problem.
Okay.
It happens. So it was, and yeah, this place has my heart, and it's. I'm so glad that this is working so well in Lahore, and it's being taken care of so well. And
True.
it's so huge that we can't explore this place in a day. I don't think so. I can. I don't have the guts to do that in a day, because it's such a large place. It's such a huge place, and it's amazing. I love to and something that bothers me about it is maybe the reason it's in a good situation is because it's not open to public as such directly. Like most of the areas are have the registration that people can join in if they have the card. It's like the Qaeda Library, Gymkhana, and these places are maybe restored because these places are in good shape, maybe because it's not open to public. But sadly, we are in the state that we don't utilize the spaces in a good way. That's why they have to have the registration aspect to keep their places protected. But as long as things are going well, it's fine. And at least the garden aspect or the open areas are accessible to public. That's amazing. So yeah, it's good to have something amazing in our city and having it to be our identity amazingly. Yep.
So the next one is Greater Iqbal Park. As we all know that it was known as Minto Park. And a monument of Minare Pakistan was built in the remembrance of Pakistan Resolution in 1940. And it was built by Nasiruddin, and it took 8 years to construct. This monument was in the remembrance of Pakistan Resolution. That's why it based on the concept of a crescent and a star. There are some details about this monument according to the struggle towards the success. This garden was extended in 2000. This garden was extended in 2015 to 2016, and there are some architectural elements, architectural buildings in this garden as well. There is tomb of Ilama Iqbal, Hafiz Jalandhari National History Museum. There is artificial lake with 800 feet long musical fountains, and there is library, open air gym, and rides for children. There are some other views of this garden. So what do you say about this?
Okay, so this is the most visited park by me in my childhood and before my graduation, I would say. But yes, I haven't seen the dancing fountains and the museum that has been added and the libraries. These parts are still to be visited by me because I haven't been here. Okay, I want to ask about the slide before, the one that you mentioned that uh, previous one. Yes, this one. What is it about? You mentioned something that it has the problem with the successors or something like that.
I mentioned that this monument represents the time from struggle to its success.
Oh, okay, okay. It's in that sense. Oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed, and it's something that we are proud to have here, and it's a minar that we celebrate on every Independence Day, on Resolutions Day, and yeah, it's a great reminder. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so next one, Jelani Bagh.
Next is Jilani Park. It is located on Jail Road in front of services hospitals. It is basically known as race course because annual horse races competition is held in this park, and this park is basically famous of three things. Number one is its floral exhibition. There, its artificial waterfall, and its famous restaurant known as Polo Lounge. This is the artificial waterfall. There are some fountains, horse racing competition tracks, and there are some cultural exhibition we can see in this picture. Artificial lake as well. These are the festival pictures. So, would you like to share your some experience about this?
Oh yes, remember we have been to this park together. It was a class tour, and it was a summer day. Oh my god, I remember the heat, but it was a great experience to be there, to be in a natural setting with our class fellows, and to plan something. We were given the task to make a pavilion over here. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So yeah, we are having a memory associated with a place. It's amazing experience. So yes, I will always remember. I haven't been to this. I have been to this place with my family as well, but I will always cherish the time I have spent with my friends over here. So yeah, that's amazing.
I like its flower exhibition most.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I haven't been to the horse racing competition, maybe, but I would love to have witness it someday. And yes, the floor exhibitions are amazing, lovely. So
Yeah.
next is the Jallo Park, the most visited park,
Yeah.
the park where we have done the most of the picnics, the family picnics. So yeah.
Yes, it is located on Jallo Road, which connects to the Canal Road, and basically the area of this forest was about 837 acres, but it was constructed upon 456 acres only. And during 2007 to 2010, additional recreational facilities were added in it, and also theme park was designed in it. There are some views of theme park. This garden have rock garden, botanical garden, butterfly house, skywalk, some sports complex, cycling and jogging tracks, etc., swimming pools, barbecue spaces, and restaurant and coffee shops, etc. This is the view of butterfly house. Basically it was designed on the shape of larva, and inside it there is wildlife garden, and also butterfly house contains 300 species, and specified humidity and temperature has to be maintained in this house. There is souvenir shop also. There are some inner views. There is also a display area. Wildlife have birds, mammals, and reptiles. There are some views. So, would you like to share your experience in this garden? We have been there, right?
Yes, we have been to the botanical gardens, but uh,
Yeah.
I haven't visited with my family the botanical gardens because it was added recently. It was created and established recently. But we have been to the Jallo Park, the open garden, the when it was a forest area and there were no particular spaces. There were swings, of course, at that time, but now the botanical gardens is the more informative or educational site, educational recreational side. But yeah, the it's a great asset for Lahore again, because it has a huge area for the gardens or for the forest area, and I'm glad that it's preserved. And adding the botanical gardens is another aspect that has been added, and it's also working so well, so amazingly done. And yes, we have been to this place, and it was the first time that I visited, and it was the last time that I have visited. But it was amazing experience.
Same,
Being
same
with
here.
friends, yeah, being with friends, it was amazing experience. We have seen
Yeah.
some pictures from that time as well in this site, so it's good to have it. Yep.
So, moving to the next park, Gulshan Iqbal Park. It is situated in suburban locality of Allama Iqbal, and it basically literally translated as Garden of Iqbal, referring to Allama Iqbal, who is the national poet of Pakistan. There is recreational space within this area about 67 acres. There are some artificial lakes, mini zoos, picnic spots, water boating, jogging track, etc. We can see in this picture. So, would you like to say something about this,
Oh my
about
god,
this
it's
park?
it's finished. Because
Yeah.
Gulshan Park. Oh my god, I live near Gulshan Park, but like it's 5 to 10 minutes drive, and it's something. It's a place that we have most memories in, and we have taken the rides over here. It's the reason or the disadvantage of having a park in in a residential setting is that it has a lot of people visiting it. Like it has great public access and great public. It's a crowded area. Yes, I don't like to be there now because of the crowded area crowd because of the crowd and the noise over there. But I remember the time, and I love the rides that are here because it does have some adventurous rides as well, and it's a great spot for a picnic and for fun if you want to have. And yes, the morning times are great over here because of the track and for the walk, amazingly done. And that's something I would like to mention, that it's a great place to be visited once in a while, but no, not only once in a while, but over and over again. Just keep the timings in mind. Like, don't go during the rush hours, otherwise you will hate this place. But it's an amazing place. So yeah, come to my hometown.
Next one is Central Model Town Park, and basically it was developed in 1920 by Governor of Punjab Ghulam Jilani Khan, and its family park have golf course and walking and jogging track. It is basically a layer garden. There are some other views of this garden. So, would you like to say something about this garden, Asba?
Well, it's a treat in the vicinity of Lahore, and we have some other parks as well in the residential area. But it is a well kept area, and it's a huge place again. And I hope that we bring more attention to bring more maybe hype or maybe more people towards it, but maybe then we will not be able to maintain the charm of it. But I don't know. We are still figuring out how to deal with the place, these open areas of our city. But yes, it's the most calming gardens of Lahore. To what I have experienced,
Yeah,
that is most calming area. No noise, any up, amazing tracks and well kept. Lovely.
yeah. So, about the future development of Lahore, we know that Miyawaki urban forests have been planned to design in Lahore in 53 different areas under the Greener and Cleaner Pakistan campaign, which are 30 times more denser and 100 times more biodiverse. As the urban forests are very healthier for people's life and also reduce harmful effects of the environment, and also they play more important role in climate change. So the question is, will Lahore be the city of gardens and forest in the future? Yes, it can be if we rediscover and explore our gardens and also focus on future construction. So this is done.
Okay, so it was a conclusion and it was concluded well. While will Lahore be city of gardens and forests in future? Think we already have it. We already have our city
But
as
we
the
need
city
to
of
more
gardens.
explore it.
Yes, we need to explore it from this perspective, and we need to um, take care of it more in a better way. Like, for example, what I would like to mention over here is that um, I had a discussion with someone about this plan, about having forest in Lahore, and about having a dense area in Lahore in terms of vegetation. The first thing that came to our mind was, what if the criminal rates start increasing? Because these areas where we lack the security in these areas, the solution we face is that let's just ban the entrance during the night time over here, which is not the solution. Even if we are allowed to be in this space, but we have listened a lot of uh, incidents of harassment and a lot of incidents of having these places to be unsafe, which is a very sad news. But I wish, I look forward to having these areas established, engaging and interactive spaces during 24 hours a day. And I'm looking forward to that kind of Lahore, that kind of city, that kind of Lahore, a city of gardens, and having the pleasure of being in these spaces at any time, and where we can just go and relax and just just be there to nurture our souls. So I'm looking forward to that time in future, and inshallah we will be there, inshallah. So thank you
Inshallah.
so much, Rabia, for sharing this. And I would like to mention here about Lareb, architect Lareb, who is our friend and who did a
Yeah.
research, who helped in this research. And I'm so glad that we have a team of researchers, mashallah, the amazing speakers
Alhamdulillah.
and people who are contributing to this series. Thank you so much, Rabia. Thank you for your time. And thank you for having the courage to be on screen and to share with us. Loved it. Thank you so
It
much.
was nice meeting you.
Oh, thank you so much. Glad to have this amazing meeting after a long time. Take care and
Yeah.
have a good sleep.